Hello everyone, welcome to Best Recipes with Sharon. Here's another great recipe for you to enjoy. It's creamy Dutch apple pie. Stay with me and I'll show you how to make this. And it's finished off with a delicious crumble on top. Alright, let's get right to making this recipe. We'll need a few fresh apples, but first we'll start with the pie crust. First we'll start by rolling out some dough, so we'll have some fresh pastry made up. And I'm using the flaky pie crust recipe, and I have another video that shows you how to make that. Yeah, the flaky pie crust recipe really works well. It's easy to work with, and just like the name implies, it's nice and flaky. We'll just need to roll out enough for the bottom shell in a 9-inch pie plate. Then we'll go ahead and peel some apples, and I'm using Macintosh for the pie that I'm doing today. Peel the apples and then core them and chop them into chunks. These chunks are between 1/4 to 1/2 inch thick, and we probably have between 3.5 to 4 cups of these. Now add a generous 1/2 cup of white sugar. Then add 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. And sprinkle a little salt in on it, about 1/4 teaspoon. Take a medium-sized saucepan and melt about 2 tablespoons of butter and set that aside. Back to the mixing bowl with the apples. Now I'm adding a tablespoon of cornstarch and using a large spoon mix that in really well. Then go ahead and place the apples in on top of the butter in the saucepan. And be sure to include any of the juices that is accumulated at the bottom. Now stir these apples together with the butter so that it's coating the apples evenly. Continue to stir and cook the apples until they start to become tender. Now add 1/2 cup of whipping cream. And stir that in until it's well combined. With your heat still on medium-high, continue to cook it until the mixture thickens. Once it has thickened up a little bit, then remove it from the heat. Then set that aside for a couple of minutes while we make the crumble for the top. Now melt a generous 1/4 cup of butter. Add 1 1/4 cups of all-purpose flour to a mixing bowl. Add 1/3 cup of granulated sugar and 1/3 cup of brown sugar. Simply pour in the melted butter, mix that together until it forms a clumpy dough. It should be easy to crumble when you pick it up and crumble it with your fingers. Now go ahead and place your apple pie filling in the uncooked pie shell. Now take your dough that you've made for the crumble and crumble it over the top of the whole pie. Right, so this is ready to bake now. So we'll bake it in a preheated oven at 425 degrees Fahrenheit. Set your timer for about 20 minutes and place your pie on the middle rack. Your pie should be nicely browned on the crumble and the crust. Once the pie is nicely browned up like this, then you take it from the oven and place it on a cutting board or on a wire rack to cool down a little bit. Now, you can eat this hot from the oven, but it won't hold together very well for you until it cools down completely. So it's up to you. If it doesn't matter to you, you can go ahead and eat it hot, but let it cool down completely if you want it to set and hold together nicely. Now this is good enough just to serve just the way it is. It's also very nice served with a scoop of vanilla ice cream. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and until next time, happy eating!